What's going on, everyone? How are we doing tonight?
Love that intro. Love it. Gets me bumped up.
There we go. It's good. I mean, we're missing our pizza delivery guy tonight, so no calling in and ordering pizzas. Phil is missing in action. Fegley, we can all try.
Yeah.
But we got Dennis McGraw here from Utah, fastest growing chapter in the APT this year. He didn't even say anything to that. He just like let it go. He's getting
because I know it's just kind of the fastest growing chapter behind St. Louis. I guess growing, but not the biggest.
It's all good, man. It's all good. You're doing a great job. Obviously, sold out event Red Rock Championship 2 weeks away now. Black Desert PGA Tour golf course, probably the most unique golf course on the APT schedule this year. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it, and then we'll get into some of the stuff this weekend.
Pretty amazing opportunity that we got out there before the whole world found out about this place, because now it's pretty dang tough. Stepping out on that course, the first time I played it last summer was like literally being on another planet. It just, because of the black lava rock, looks so foreign, tucked up against beautiful green fairways. Just a sensational place. I played some beautiful courses all over the country, and I'm going to rank it right up with one of the best conditioned courses I've ever played. They really have taken care of this thing. And, obviously the PGA is coming in October. They've got high expectations for a great course. We were working out projected tees today. And if this thing, I'm assuming there's some new tees possibly for the PGA, but right now tipped out at 7,400 yards with the slope rating is 138 with a 73 point something or 74 point something rating. So it's a tough course. Now, we're not going to tip anyone out. It's pretty awesome. Been sold out since January 1st. And now it's just been planning stages like crazy. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. I've got to be honest, St. George is one of my absolute favorite places to travel to play golf. Obviously, been to Sand Hollow a couple times with you now. Looking forward to Black Desert. If you've not been to Utah, everybody's like, why would I go to Utah to play golf? St. George, Utah is stacked with phenomenal golf courses. I'm looking forward to Ledges. I've not been there. Obviously, Black Desert doesn't need an introduction. Just it's one of those. It's like Rams Hill. Go to the website and just watch the intro video, and you're just like, ooh,
yeah,
really, really cool. Obviously, Sand Hollow, Copper Rock, Entrada, Snow Canyon. Which, if you've ever played simulator golf, like when they first started doing simulator golf, Entrada was always one of those golf courses that was out there. Just a beautiful place, a couple hours from Vegas. Obviously, you've got Mesquite that's right next door with some great places. Definitely worth taking a trip out west to St. George. And looking forward to being there with you. I'm looking forward to, obviously, the Red Rock Trophy's one that I want. We'll have JB on a little bit later. The Red Rock Championship plays a little bit, some pretty special things in the history of the APT. It's weaved into the story of our beginning a little bit, which is great. Fegley's chuckling over there because he gets the inside joke of that.
There's more than one.
Yeah, there's
how about a little sneak peek, Matt?
Okay, let's see it.
For those guys that got in early enough. Just gonna show up for a minute.
Let's go for it, Betty. Let's go for it. Oh, those look good. So we got to get you to mirror your camera. He's a rookie on here. We'll get it going.
Why?
Great.
That's really good, dude.
Really good. So,
yeah, these things are legit. All embroidered. They're going to be awesome. That's for all our players.
That's awesome. Well, I got to be honest, man. I'm excited. It's going to be good. Obviously, the Red Rock coming up in 2 weeks. This weekend is kind of unofficial opening weekend, I think, for half the country, which is good. Yeah. 17 tournaments this weekend. Got to give a couple shout outs. I'm head to Oklahoma City tomorrow for their first event. It's really nice when, as the owner of the tour, I get a call from the chapter and it goes, hey man, what I said, if I'm ever full, I can just kind of kick you out. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, I need to kick you out. I'm sold out. My first event, 68 players. So super proud of Keith Tillman, the work he's doing out in Oklahoma City. Big things going in Oklahoma for APT, which is really, really awesome. So we're pumped about that. St. Louis opens this weekend. I've got to brag on my guys in St. Louis for a second. We are going to run the largest one-day event in APT history on Sunday at Stonewolf. 171 players are going to tee it up Sunday at Stonewolf, and we still turn 4 away. So
is there enough daylight to do that? You must be starting
as soon as the sun comes up. We've got it figured out. So I don't know if I'd want to cross Chris in the pace of play area on Sunday.
No.
It may not be pleasant, but you got some great fields across the country this weekend. It's going to be great. Obviously, guys jumped in the APT. Exciting stuff to talk about tonight. We got the founder of Target Score, which I know you're excited about, Mr. Fegley.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to play against your handicap at every event. As a handicap czar, I can understand why you think that's cool.
Absolutely.
And we got JB from Tennessee here, so let's just go ahead and bring him in.
Hey, Matt, bring him in, but I got to brag on Horseshoe Bay. I don't know if you've talked about it since then. I know many of you guys didn't come, but those that came realized how special that place is. I'm telling you.
How good was that spot, man?
It is now moved up in my top 5 favorite places to play. Not kidding. Loved it. The weather was amazing. The courses were awesome. The whole grounds were set up just beautiful. The accommodations were top notch. Just everything about that place. And plus, they have a miniature golf course at the lodge, and it's real grass, real greens. I mean, it was phenomenal.
And he's not complaining about the greens. He's not making excuses for that defeat there, Begley.
Hey, by 2 strokes. D1, D3, that's a win for me.
But awesome place. Certainly looking forward. I'll bring you in, Jody. I think we both had a great time at Horseshoe Bay. We were able to sneak out and just putt around on those amazing greens for a while and just kind of get away from everything for a little bit, which is part of the fun of the tour, and just get some nice relaxation. What a cool resort and cool property. So I'll let you talk about it a little bit.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Hey, guys.
How's JB?
How is everybody? Look, I'm sorry. I do not have Tourette's, but Ole Miss is playing on my phone down here in the first round of the SEC tournament. So, if there's
big game for you tonight.
Yeah, they need that
sudden
one.
Jerks or movements or loud noises. It's me. So sorry. Texas was awesome though. Love Texas. Golf courses were great. I beat Matt on the putting green. Give Dennis a hard time, but this the only thing I can brag about. I broke 95 both days, so
there you go.
Which was nice. Golf course.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, I'm not muting him when he's talking crap about me. That was Jody's internet connection in Tennessee. Like, he's a state rep though, so he should be able to fix that broadband thing in Tennessee. I would think, but it is what it is.
Let's legislate some fiber out there, would you?
Okay, sorry.
Giving him a hard time. But we got a lot to talk about tonight. We've got a really cool major coming up at Kierland. I know, Dennis, you're excited about it. Preview that a little bit. Was actually on the phone with Coach Ches. I know he was on a show with us last week. He's booked 2 events leading up to it. So if you're coming to Kierland, you got to tell your Utah guys. There's Thursday night, par 3 under the lights, which is going to be awesome. They have a business in Arizona called Putting World, which sounds like a terrible time, but we're going to have an event there on Friday. Joking about terrible time. We're going to have a great, great fun time to be had at all. 2 days at Kierland, which is phenomenally good. And it's Cinco de Mayo weekend in Arizona, where there's abundantly great Mexican food all over the place.
Kierland is legit. That course is a beautiful place. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and we may get to do a closest to the pin from the bachelor party shot.
Yeah.
And relive Scramble Day.
Your next
today.
I hate to do it to Chris, but the next communication that you send out about that tournament, you need to have a link to the video.
Upload that thing on YouTube. Oh, you'd kill me. We just have to put in there, we do not own the rights to this music, courtesy of Eminem. So, Chris said Friday Scramble Day. We could do a Scramble Day tournament. That'd be pretty fun. So, anyways, Kierland, Cinco de Mayo weekend. We're talking about that. But first, we've got a commercial, apparently, from Chris. And then we got to talk about target score. One of the most exciting things coming to APT, exclusively to APT, where you can play against your handicap at every tournament. We've got the founder who came to us all the way from Friday morning in Australia to meet with us on Thursday night. And he is here with us, and he'll be up next. But first, a message from our friends at Turtleson. I got to tell you, Jody, Turtleson obviously is one of our very first relationships with the APT. They hold a very special place in our heart. Carol, if you're watching, we love you. She tells me she watches all the time and doesn't comment. I know I say that as I'm wearing like the one Peter Millar hoodie that I have from Bandon.
I'm ready.
Everybody else got Turtleson on except for me, so I apologize. Hey, I was supposed to be driving to the airport, and there were some pretty significant tornado warnings when I was starting to drive between St. Louis and Decatur. I was like, you know what? I'll take my wife to dinner and, drive after the live once all that stuff
has gone by.
So, but I know, Jody, you weren't able to be at the PJ show, but I got to tell you, I'm really excited. The Turtleson team, first of all, loves us. They love the APT. They love what we're doing. They have some great new products coming, a new women's line this year, some great styles for summer and fall. Spring line is just releasing now. And the $50 member benefit is going to be live literally any day now. I'm just waiting for the final email from Carol. She's been testing it, getting it loaded up. And so we'll have some information on that out as soon as possible. But yeah, excited to continue Turtleson. But switching on to target score. So want to bring on my friend. I've not met him yet in person, but I've spent a lot of time with him on Zoom, so that counts in the post-COVID world, right? But Anthony Robinson, he's from all the way in Australia. So if you wanted to sign on and hear a great Australian accent tonight, you are in luck. So what's going on, Anthony?
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, it is Friday morning here. I see Marcus is on site from Ponte Vedra, and that's probably the only place I've been in America, which was a couple of years ago when I got to bring Golf Surprise and target scores to the States. I stayed in Ponte Vedra for about 2 months and then got to go to Georgia and Alabama and California. And I understand why you guys love America. I loved it too. I wanted to move there immediately. When I was there, in about the first week, I get your freedom thing. It's just awesome. You can ride a horse down a beach next to a kid fishing with a guy riding a bike and play volleyball, and everyone can swim anywhere they want. I love it. Absolutely love it. We can't do that here, by the way. But
you can. You might die. Something will crawl out of the woods and kill you.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that can kill you. That's for sure. But I'll quickly tell you, Target Scores was founded in Australia. We've got about 1,400 golf clubs, golf courses. You'd only want to play at about 600 of them, but we have a kind of a different structure here. You join a golf club, and we have tournaments 7 days a week at golf clubs that you can go and play in if you're a member of that golf course. So I live at a golf course here called Horizons Golf Resort, and we have 5 to 6 tournaments a week. And as a member, I can go and play in those tournaments. But they're the same as the tournaments you guys hold in the respect that the only way to win a prize is beating other players. And this bugged me years and years ago because I kept shooting just under my handicap or just over my handicap, and I'd never win a prize. And it was really, really frustrating. And so then I was figured out, well, how can I come up with a system where everyone can get different scores to try and beat and I don't lose money? And that was the challenge, right? How do I beat the Chiefs? And that was the big challenge on handicap golf. And so we took about 6 million rounds in Australia I got a professor of mathematics, and we worked out how to do it. And now we can offer any player, as many as you want in a tournament, a target score, which is a score to try and beat, relative to your handicap. And it doesn't matter where you come in the field, you'll win a prize between $20 and $500. I think is the limit we've currently set. But we have lots of different types of target scores in Australia. This is just the first type of target score to introduce your customers to sort of a simple way so they can understand, I can win a prize for winning the tournament, but I can also win a prize just for beating a score. And that's really the important bit. And we can offer, the target scores come in sort of blocks of 500 scores. So the ones you're seeing, the customers normally think, I'm just going to get a hard one the whole time. Well, I can tell you the first 500 that you guys have in your tournaments, 39 of them are to beat the hardest score, but 39 of them are also to beat the easiest score, right? So they've got just as much chance of getting a hard one as an easy one, right, when they're picking them. So I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions, but I just wanted to sort of outline that was where target scores came from. And we really love that APT have come on board. You guys are fantastic, and we just want to get everyone using them all the time because they can make you guys a lot of money. But more importantly, they can attract a lot more members to tournaments, and that's what we found here. We had fields of 120 turn into fields of 140 just because of target scores. Now, it might not seem a lot, but 1, 2, 3 extra players in a field just because you've got target scores makes a big difference end of year when you're counting up seeing what's in your wallet.
Well, I think it's good. I want to bring, Fegley, and one of the things we talked about internally, the handicap committee all the time, right? When it comes to the promotions and you send the promotion, notification out. So I can't compete in my new division. I can't, all this stuff. And we understand that, you're certainly moving up to a tougher division with better competition. And, one of the things I know you've talked that you love about the concept of target scores is it gives you the ability to be rewarded for playing better against your handicap at any tournament. So why don't you talk a little bit about that, Fegley?
Yeah, I mean, it is good. It just gives you the opportunity, to go out there and just compete to be the best that you can be. I mean, I'm a classic, shall we say, bridesmaid / even worse. So it is nice, at Rams Hill, I put together a good round on day one, wasn't able to back it up in day two, but because of the target score I had entered, I actually got a lower number, something on the higher end, but it was still great. It was the $10 in, and I think I got a $40 or $50, worldwide back, which is great because now I'm slowly accumulating some dollars to have something fun for the golfing world, whether it's a new driver, new bag, whatever, right? But again, it's a good way to look at it, as Anthony was saying, is you get the opportunity to compete against yourself, you get the opportunity to just beat your handicap and go from there. It's a unique opportunity.
Yeah, no. I got a couple of questions. Can I ask Anthony a couple questions?
First one.
I'm getting a little nervous.
Mass turning his head. First, Anthony, can I call you Tony?
Yeah.
All right, Tony.
Not a problem.
So, when are you going to run out of money? Because I've only played this thing 5 times, and I've already bought a golf club and a dozen golf balls. You going to run out of money at some point?
No, you can't beat the system. So what happens is that block of 500 scores, as more players win, the scores get a little bit harder. As more players lose, the scores get a little bit easier. So there's a range of scores, and within that range, the scores will get harder or easier depending on how much is being won.
Sorry, guys,
Okay.
I'm making it harder.
Yeah,
I've been winning a lot. I'm loving it. It's awesome.
Well, that's great. That's great, and that's the way. That's exactly what it's designed to do, mate. And it's not predicated. We don't need to know the players' handicaps, but you need to keep their handicaps on a regular basis because we go off the slope rating of the course. So all those scores in there, if you're playing a really hard course, there's a lot more easier scores coming out in the tournaments than there would be hard scores, right? Just so you know. So it also takes into consideration the slope rating of the courses. I know I speak fast, so please tell me if you're not understanding.
I know you said you came up with this
saying.
idea because you were sick of not being able to compete and win money, but how the heck did you even come up with the nuts and bolts to do something like this? You just a crazy gambler or what?
Mate, frustration. Yeah. I was an expat in Hong Kong for years, and we did go to the horse races a lot. So I knew a little bit about gambling and the odds of things. So we really looked into that a lot, and we did a lot of research on this. And I'll tell you something really cool too, which we found as sort of a side thing was, if I give you $20 to go and spend at your favorite golf shop, you don't really value it that much. But if you win it, Dennis, you're going to spend a lot more than $20. And this is a really, really cool thing. These people that win target scores and they win money or credit to spend at places, they value it a lot more than if you just offer it to them. So we found that as a side effect, as clubs were getting a lot more money spent with them as well. So,
Well, I think it's interesting. I mean, first I wanted to bring in and obviously talk about our sponsor for this, Worldwide Golf, that's come on board as our presenting sponsor this year. Giving a chance to win for $10. You can win between $20 and $500. And I want to take a time, Anthony, we can walk through it together, just the process of purchasing a target score. Because, we've kind of soft launched it to this point. You're going to be seeing more and more about it as we go. As we're working out, the kinks, we've got some fun things coming in the next couple months. But you go to playapt.golf. You're going to put in your name and your phone number, and you can purchase a target score credit, 1 or 2. And once you purchase your target score credit for $10, then all you have to do, Anthony, is you go to a tournament, you pick the APT tournament you're playing in, and then you'll see like a bunch of blank lines that have book on the right. And you go through and you pick any one of them you want. And that's your target score. So you get to pick it at random. We're not like, hey, I don't like Chris Miner, so he's going to get -4. I like picking on Miner since he's in the chat. You pick it at random. So if you pick it, it's your fault. You were just the unlucky one. It wasn't us. And then you just play against your handicap, and you're playing against your APT index if you're validated. So that's 7 scores. And if you're not validated, you're playing against the 12-month low of your gym. So just the same.
And there's obviously, if the customers don't want to go in it directly, Matt, the guys who are running the tournament, we made a little section where you can put in that emergency number, 911 911 911. If you put that in the tournaments, that for you guys then allows you to turn around your computer and the people at the tournament can just give you $10 and you write their name in there, and it allocates a target score to them. So if you've got any better ideas on how it can work for you, please let me know. You can all have my email address. And if you have any problems or you think of a better way it might work for you, please tell me, because I can explore
that is a scary thought if you're giving everybody your email address. I'm looking at Begley's face, and he's like, oh, handicaps at aptgolf.org. This is great.
Oh.
But yeah, no, reach out to us. If you have ideas, we meet with these guys every week. One of the things I love about you, Anthony, is you guys have been very responsive, obviously, to, the funny thing is Dennis, from the first time, he was the first beta tester of it. He's like, I can't figure out how this thing works, but it works a lot different now than it did that day. And, that was all based on user feedback, which has been great. And we do appreciate that. And of course, you got to say hi to your buddy Bruce for us, or our buddy Bruce.
Will do.
So,
well, I don't know what time it is there, but he might be asleep.
8:30. It's 8:30.
Depending on what state you're in. Oh, okay. So, there you go. Maybe
nothing too crazy, but we'll have you back on as we continue to introduce it. I know Phil and I were talking about a few things that we'll have for you in the next meeting. We actually had a little powwow on it today. But looking forward to it, man. Thank you for coming on tonight and or this morning. And we'll have you back on here soon. And continue to grow target scores.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
See ya.
Thanks, Anthony.
Yeah, so Chris, we got a lot more to cover tonight. But up next, see, I love Chris. He's got the commercial queued because I had no idea where we were going. But we're going to hear a message from our friends at Global Golf, and then we'll be right back.
Shop Global Golf for gear and recommendations that are all about you. With You Try, You Select, and You Trade In, Global Golf's comprehensive suite of services feature the widest variety of new and pre-owned products, PGA professional backed insight, and unbeatable value to help you play your best. So visit Global Golf today and experience personalized shopping that's all about you.
So, answering questions from the chat.
There's
Jesse wants to know if you can buy more than one target score.
Yeah.
You can buy a pack of them at one time, but you can only use one per round in a tournament. So you can't be like, I want 3 target scores for today, and I'm going to crush the system.
Got it.
So, Dennis, I'm answering your question you didn't ask.
There you go.
Well, so I mean, this is what I've found guys need to be aware of, and I know this is going to get more and more popular. Literally, if you shoot really close to your handicap, you're going to win. That's what I've found. I mean, I've shot a little better than my handicap and won, but as I've seen those tablets come across, you just need to shoot your handicap, and you're going to do just fine. You don't have to go out and dominate the tournament. Just try to shoot as close to your handicap as you should, which you normally do anyways. Don't get it in your head. Just get close to your handicap. And I won $90 my first go round and 50 my next and 50 my next. So I've invested, I think I've invested $50 and I've won 140.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. 190 if you won $90, $50.
Oh yeah, 190.
So
So
we'll work on
mathing.
that. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't math. That's why I don't build the algorithm.
That's why you weren't the
You're definitely
consultant.
not going to be the creator of target scores. Like, thank the Lord above for all of us that Anthony is better at math than you. But no, I'm excited about it. Something new in America, right? I think it's cool. It's a way you can compete against yourself in a tournament setting. So and win some extra prize money. And I'll be honest, in seeing things coming through, there's going to be some big ones coming soon. You know, as far as having some opportunities to win some serious cash. You know, it's the system's still learning through the first 500 scores. So, but we're tweaking some things and making it awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, I'm reading comments.
I know.
Jody, what do you want to talk about? I mean, I got things to go with Fegley, but you know, you're kind of Are you still watching the Ole Miss game?
I got one thing.
Got such
You love hearing from
a
me.
delay you can't hear what I'm.
Exactly.
I've got a lot of guys bummed out about CTPs. Tell the Facebook Live why we can't do CTPs anymore.
Because the USGA, man.
The USGA. We love them. But
Yes.
so they changed their rules of amateur status, which is good. Obviously, the big change of rules of amateur status was 2 years ago when they changed the prize limit from $750 to $1,000 for prize limit, which is a good thing, right? Obviously, we support that. We like paying out as big a prize as we can. However, what they've done is because our tournaments are flighted into different divisions, we're considered a handicap competition, which means that we can't pay prizes out that are cash or cash equivalent. Visa gift cards are not considered a cash or cash equivalent. Our Visa gift card program is approved by the USGA. We did send it to them before we implemented it, so you're good on amateur status there. However, the only thing that can be paid in cash from a side game perspective is what's considered gambling, which essentially is skins. That's it. Anything else that's a tee to hole competition, or a shot hit during a tee to hole competition, with the exception of a hole in one that's over 50 yards, is part of the prize limit, which means it cannot be paid in cash. So that changed recently. So that's why, I mean, you can still do CTPs, Dennis, you just can't pay cash.
Jody's going
Can't
to
be
have
cash,
to
right? That just complicates things a little bit. But so one thing just to correct you on gambling thing. In Utah, it's wagering. If you weren't aware, gambling is not legal in Utah. So we call it wagering. And it really is. You're wagering against yourself performing at a certain level. You can wager on yourself. Gambling is when you're betting on somebody else doing something. When I'm doing something for myself, I'm wagering my own talents. Right, Jody?
Like a true lawyer.
Yeah. Drew, target golf or target score is gambling. No. I mean, do I think it's gambling? Yes, but does the USGA rule say it's gambling? No. Anything that's a tee to hole competition, with the exception of pretty much skins, is not considered gambling by the USGA.
That falls in that same category that you're betting on yourself. You're wagering you're going to shoot a certain score. It's not dependent on another player. You're not trying to wager that another player will do well. That's gambling. You're wagering on yourself to hit your target score. Matt, quit smiling.
No. Chris Miner caused me to go off the screen. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Joke, you wouldn't understand.
we'll leave that one alone.
He's picking on you, Dennis, and your people.
Yes.
So, anyways, so we got to go to, I think, an interesting one. I think where we should go next, Fegley.
Yes.
Since Jody's on tape delay and watching Ole Miss, which is awesome. I mean, feel free to jump in anytime, JB. It's all good. So, but handicaps. Handicap change for non-validated players.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, not yet.
Oh no, we can chat through it, but it's all good. We want to go now.
It's up to you, dude. You're the handicap czar.
Dude.
I live in your world.
Oh boy.
I send my players to you to be like, hey, do I need to promote this guy or not? So St. Louis guys, when you get promoted, it's his fault.
It's all my fault.
That way.
We did have a good convo, you, me, and Phil today about a couple.
We did.
So it's all good. But no, one of the things that we had, yeah, exactly. It's huge. Or this, whatever. Give me the
His email is handicaps@aptgolf.org. All
Exactly.
complaints go to him.
No, but the thing that we were getting a lot of feedback is guys and what they do on their first out. So what we're doing is we're basically taking for all events, basically moving forward. Those players that are new, we love the new players. Don't get me wrong. I love new players. If we didn't have new players, life would be very boring.
That wouldn't be fun.
No, because we all met new guys and gals, and it's been great. But, if those new players do break through on their threshold of the division, they're pretty much getting a one and done. They'll be moved up. And then they'll be given the opportunity to go back if their handicap justifies it as such. But the biggest complaint was the guys and gals winning first out. So we're addressing it.
The thing that I like about it, though, is if you go under, you move.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, no questions asked, which is great. Which the reason we didn't do that at the initial, because somebody comes in and shoots, because a handicap is your average of a certain subset of scores. And for an average, by definition, there's going to be scores that go below that and scores that are above that make that average. And so one score doesn't necessarily tell the whole story,
Correct.
which I think is good.
Attaboy.
The problem we were trying to solve that we're still solving, and I love how Steve Daniels is watching this.
Hey, that's
by the players for the players. Steve Daniels, this is your moment in the sun.
exactly.
So
We got
the problem we're trying to solve on the other tour.
under control.
Go ahead, Jody.
Now, if you can just get Phil, it'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. He's got me under control now. He's got to work his way over to Phil. Exactly.
Trying. But anyway, the problem we were trying to solve from the other tour is that once you got somebody promoted, they were stuck there for 20 rounds, which if one round puts you in a division you couldn't be competitive in, that kind of sucks.
Yes.
That's what we're trying to solve. So what we've done, though, is obviously, everybody's moving if you go under, but at the third round, after the third round, after the fifth round, and after the seventh round, we're going to take a look and make sure that is still accurate.
Yeah.
So should solve a lot of the problems. Once again, I just want to point this out. player feedback. So if you want to see something on the tour change,
Just
send us an email that doesn't start with a swear word
or an insult.
or
That
an
would be good.
insult. Or if it's an insult, just make it funny.
Yes.
Or
exactly.
make it about Phil because he's not here to defend himself.
That's
So, like,
fair.
tell your best pizza joke about Phil, and then tell us what you want to see changed, and he'll be like, "Rrr," and we'll just be laughing about it. So it'll be great. Technically, you feel the same way. If you tell a good joke about Phil, I'm listening to what you have to say. Just
Absolutely. 100%.
saying. So,
100%.
see, Jody already ordered pizza from Phil tonight. That's why he's not here. He was out delivering the pizza. He's not home yet.
Delivering the pizza. Oh boy. Whew. But no, to your exact point, man, it's all about feedback. I know, and there's some good stories back and forth. Steve and I have been in a lot of conversations when I make my trips to North Carolina, as well as some emails. So things have been good. It's a process. You got to trust us. Like, it's not, and he and I had good enough discussions. It was like, it's not falling on deaf ears. I hear you. We're working through it. We're trying to figure out the right guide and the right move. So,
Yeah.
There is bureaucracy now in the APT. It's not the things might take a little bit because we got to cover our P's and Q's and dot the I's and cross the T's, or dot the T's and cross the I's, or however that works. And we'll get it done. So
Yeah. So I love how Matt in the comment is, am I going to buy a round post round on Sunday? First of all, which post round? Because there'll be two of them.
there'll be two of them.
Double shotgun. And two is, will Chris and I even be able to stand up at the end of the day? That's the question. So talk to me when we get there. If I'm able to stand up, maybe. So here we go.
Chris, get out of here.
Questions before we move on from handicaps.
Chris, get out of here. Close to D3.
Chris, here's the answer. No.
I'll tell you from a chapter owner's perspective, I'm loving the way the handicap stuff's being handled. Just my players enjoy it. The guys that are winning are supposed to be winning. They're not playing in a division they shouldn't be playing in. Player gratitude is there, so, and as well as chapter owners. So thank you for all the hard work you guys do in regards to that.
You're welcome, man. It's been an opportunity that I've been able to take advantage of, and I appreciate it. Says
It ain't easy.
we've
Yeah,
all been around the block, though, and we've seen some of the stuff that happens. So it's good to take the opportunity to keep things in line. So it's good.
It's an interesting thing to watch. Like, it's been fun to kind of be able to get out of it, because the first year the handicap committee was me and Phil, and then it was me, Phil, and Fegley. And then we're like, we need to get an actual committee.
Yeah.
And so, Tim came on, Joe came on, a couple players came on, Joe Arnold, Matt Miller, who we love. And it's fun to hear the discussions. And so now when an issue comes up, you hear the chapter owner's perspective for the chapter owner that's been a tour director running tournaments for 20 years. You hear the perspective from the chapter owner that this is their third year. And then you hear two very different player perspectives, and it gives such a well-rounded, like, I really wish we could almost have a closed caption video sometimes for the calls. I mean, we could, we're not going to, I will say this, I just have to, the guy that left because he didn't like what we're doing doesn't even have a tournament index active.
Close
And I'm like,
captions for me, it would have
transparency,
to
baby.
be on a 10.
But
Poor Jody. I'm like, I can do nothing but laugh because I know it was a good wisecrack, but I heard
just send us a tweet, Jody.
yeah. Here it comes.
It's a scary thing. I don't know if I want to be. I don't know
After
if I
hearing
want
about your stuff on the session, I'm going to follow you on X, man. I think you're going to be good to follow.
Oh, absolutely.
He is a good follow on X. I will say that.
I have my moments.
Yes, you do.
The biggest thing, I think we need to say it, Fegley. If you're new,
Just play up.
just play where the handicap committee puts you, because they're putting everybody in a division where they're competitive. This isn't, let's see who's going to try to cheat the most to have an advantage. That's not how we do things.
No.
I realize that that's how other tournaments run. Not to say any names, some do better than others, but you don't have to say you're a 12 when you're really a 5 on the APT. Don't have to do it.
Yep.
So, in fact, don't do it, because that makes us very angry. It makes Spegley pull his hair
Well,
out.
it saves people like myself having difficult conversations for guys that sign up for somewhere that their gin doesn't say they should start out at. And I've got to explain to those players, I can't do that. I mean, I cannot infringe on the integrity of my field. You're going to have to start here. And when you're getting your butt kicked and you just can't get it done, which I don't know why you can get it done on your gin and these other tournaments you play and you can't hear, but you need to prove it here. You're not going to come sandbag, and the integrity of our tournaments are too important to have that happen.
Yep.
So get in the right division.
So I got to give a shout out real quick, Jody. You'll love this in the chat. I haven't told you about this yet, but we got to give a shout out, first of all, to Central Illinois, who's crushing it this year. Already way over last year's total numbers. Chris Van Spankeren doing a great job. But I got to go to, they had an event Sunday at X Golf in Bloomington, which is one of their local sponsors in Central Illinois, and met a guy, Mark Buckholtz, who signed up, who's in the chat tonight on the Facebook Live. We talked, and he knows a bunch of our VGA family. So he's friends with Lucas O'Neill and Captain Nepp and all those people. And so we had a great conversation, and he's looking forward to getting in some tournament golf in Central Illinois. So it's going to be good. Wanted to give him a shout out and talk about Central Illinois, because honestly, it's kind of a proud dad moment at the moment for me, watching those guys work so hard. It's been really fun.
There you go.
So your brother's picking on you, Dennis.
And another reminder, Jody brought it up in the chat, which the golf world is a small place. It is funny how
The golf world is a small community, Jody.
it is. So
somewhere before.
I probably there's two things I sign in emails when I want to be sarcastic. One is with all due respect, and the other is the golf world is a small community. Like, if you get an email from me that has one of those in, you should probably look for what I'm trying to say to you that I'm not actually saying. There's the secret.
is that the Ricky Bobby with all due respect?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want after you say with all due respect.
Hey, Matt, do you think there's enough chapters out there starting to do open net it's worth talking about a little bit?
Yeah. We're actually introducing in St. Louis this weekend. So it's going out to our guys.
You suck. I did that. You said you weren't going to do it.
I know. I was on the fence. And a couple of my members were like, man, I really wish there was something like that, like an open net. Fagley, I used to think net is a bad word until we implemented our process. Because I'm a D1 guy.
I know.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't do net stuff.
All right. Who the hell plays a net game?
Bless your heart. Exactly, Chris Miner. That's how I feel about net. Bless its heart.
You have a lot of bless your heart. Who was it? Was it Park that was all cranky about the net in
the chat.
South Carolina? So anyhow. And then he won as a D1 guy. It's kind of awesome.
Couple of things you have to know about how we do net. Number one, the benefit of having a handicap committee is we are on handicaps like hawks. So that being said, for most net contests, I guess there are a couple that do different. So, but how St. Louis is going to be, how we do it at every national event, if there's a net contest, what we recommend to our chapter owners is you're going to use the USGA recommended 90% of your handicap. If you're validated 7 or more rounds with APT, you get your validated APT index, 90%, no questions asked. If you are not validated, you get your APT index or the 12-month low of your GIN, whichever's lower. If you don't have a GIN, you get the lowest number of, and you're not validated, you get the lowest number of your division. So if you're in Division two, like Fegley, and he's played 3 rounds and he's a 6.2, but he doesn't have a GIN and he's not validated, he would be a 3.5 for the net game. Now, what we've seen with doing it that way across the board is it's leveled the playing field and nobody's shooting, net 61.
Correct.
Until you are validated.
1 in 700,000.
The goal is to get validated.
Yeah, once you're validated, it helps you. But that's kind of the point. So for the person that wants to come in and play one tournament and win net and take all the money, we're setting it up so you don't do that.
So
this is chalking up to be very interesting for Utah. We only have maybe 15, 20 seniors at best and 180 that are 49 and younger. So we're anticipating we're going to roll this out for Red Rock. We think we're going to have 100 guys in open net and 15 guys in senior net. So it's going to be some big prize pools. I think guys are going to love it. We're going to be playing 10 deep. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, and it's fun. And so one of the things, once again, player feedback, right?
Yeah.
What gets to open net, my favorite was, and I won't name any names, but I got approached by 3 or 4 guys at Nationals last year, and they're like, I hate this double. They're open people, under 50. Like, I hate this double dip for senior. I go, why? Well, they have a chance to win double the money. You need to get rid of it for them. And so I started taking the feedback and thinking of it as like, I understand what they're coming from, but every senior loves the double dip. Like, I don't know a senior that's like, I hate the double dip. It's stupid. Like, if you're on there and don't like double dip, and you're a senior, go ahead and put it in the chat and prove me wrong. But I don't. You'd be the first person that tells me that. So, and I'm like, if seniors love the double dip so much, Fegley, what does that mean that opens will probably do?
Why wouldn't we love it?
There we go.
Hell, I just turned 50 a week ago. Why wasn't this implemented years ago? That's what I think. Now I'm stuck in the senior net. I want to go back to 49 and younger. It's going to be a bigger prize pool. Way bigger.
100%.
But again, it's all that whole thing, right? It's trying to look at the tour and look at things that we can do. Some guys do like net games. I have a love-hate.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Some days it goes well, some days it doesn't. It is what it is. But it's more opportunities. When you're playing well, gives you the opportunity to max out.
So, Matt, here's something to put you on the spot. We have a national senior net player of the year. If this rolls out good, could we see a open net player of the year?
It's possible.
Jody's like, wait, more money? More money, more trophies?
Jody, get over here.
Oh, boy.
Scared my boy away.
There we go.
He's back.
Oh.
So there will be an open net of some sort at the North American Championship as a double dip option.
Nice.
It'll probably be divisional based on the sheer size of the field and how we'll have to do it. So I'm trying not to give too much because I'm worried that Phil's like somehow backstage and his head will explode.
Yes.
And it's not fun to reveal stuff if his face doesn't turn red while I'm doing it. That's really what's the driving force of letting all that stuff out early.
Chris, the cue.
Phil's going to watch and he's going to be like,
music.
Wait, what?
It happens. I can't wait. I'm so glad I'm going to be on a plane tomorrow morning. So I don't have to have the morning conference call. Phil, I can't believe you said that on the live last night.
Oh.
We love Phil. Let's be honest. So we do love us some Phil. That being said, the other thing that's cool about it is the target score is another option that your one-day local event prize pool, you already pay the entry fee. An extra $10 gives you a chance to maximize your winnings. I'm just saying, if you're trying to win more prize money, a $10 add-on for a chance to win up to $500 is not a big investment.
And real quick, Jesse asked about the open and all the division payouts. Yeah, it's capped at 1,000, but all that means is it rolls further down the pay chart, which is good.
You know, the funny thing is, Miner says disappointed, no new sponsor this week. I don't know if he's right.
Wait, what? Oh, jeez. Now Phil's head would explode.
It would explode.
What's
It
the
would-
deal with this? Where's Chris Miner from? I gotta just
Myrtle Beach.
talk to this guy. Where?
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. That figures.
Not including Target Store, Jesse. New sponsor. You'll meet him Sunday at Stone Wolf in St. Louis.
And that including Target Score?
But new national sponsor.
So that's a
So
good question, Matt. Sorry. Including Target Score?
Hey, that Sun Ice gear is fire, by the way.
oh, by the way, yeah. So if you didn't get the email for Sun Ice, I'm probably going to send it again tomorrow. But we're doing a pre-order event that you can use your code for. You save $50 off this pre-order. We do have inventory that's coming in that has shipped, so it should be here anytime. That's going to be some hoodies, some jackets, some outerwear stuff, some pullovers. So we got the Allendale pullover, which is their popular pullover that's now they have to say water resistant, but it's as close to waterproof as anything. The only reason they can't say it's waterproof is they don't seal the seams like they do rain gear. But their new fabric in their Allendale, which is the pullover. You all have seen me if you've been on the lives wear the hoodies. I've had a bunch of questions. We've got those coming in stock. Those are water resistant too. I wore that in a rainstorm for an hour and didn't get wet. It was awesome. We've got some of the Hamilton jackets, which is their button-down jackets that have like the kind of like the poofy coat kind of look to them, and then the sleeves like this. So we got some of those coming. But special order this week in the shop, $50. You can use your $50 code 2024 Sun Ice. We're doing special order on rain gear. We're doing special order on a few other items. There's like 8 items in there that you can look to. You can use your $50 off member benefit. And I will tell you, if you're getting ready to play tournament golf in the spring and you don't live in California, although California's been bad too. So having a good rain suit is not a bad thing.
No. And if you
I
happen to
just
catch the video,
outfitted.
go ahead.
I just outfitted myself and my wife, and we'll be trying it out in August in Alaska. I'll let you know.
Right. I will say this to everybody in the chat that says I tried to use my code and said it was unavailable to me. Put your email in that you signed up for the APT with the code. If that doesn't work, email Allie and she will get it corrected for you within a couple of minutes. So that's all you got to do.
Oh, wow. Look, you got the magic thumbs up. How did that happen?
So Michael asked a good question. I'm going to let you answer it, Matt. Just curious how an event shortened 17 holes factors into your APT index.
Whew.
Let me ask you a starter question. What's the minimum number of holes that the USGA will post a score, an 18-hole score for you? Do you know the answer to that, Handicap Czar?
12?
I think it's 13. But yeah,
I was like, it's 12 or 13.
13 constitutes a postable round with the.
Is that with the new rules of the 9-hole posting and all that fun stuff?
I haven't been through the class yet, but I believe for an 18-hole, it's 13 holes.
Got it. So anyhow, to answer the question, all right. So there's this wonderful thing called net par. So if you have a hole that is not completed, you will get net par for that non-completed hole. So if you have, say you're a 10 handicap and the hole is the 12th hardest hole, you would get a net par. If you were a 10 handicap and it was the 7th hardest hole, you would get a bogey for your net par. So that's how that gets worked.
Cool. And bringing this in real quick. Yes, you can. Put both codes in. We've had a bunch of people do it. Take advantage of $100 off a Sun Ice item if you use both your $50 Pro Shop credit and the $50 Sun Ice credit at the same time, which is a great deal.
And then the other thing, no, that's okay. It's, I mean, these are all, this is kind of the fun time where it's like question, which is good. The other important thing, about that is finish. So say you're close to finishing a round, you're not sure if it's going to get rained out or not, or darkness. If you complete the hole, put your score in on that hole and let the tournament committee decide if it was a 17-hole event, 16-hole event, 18-hole event, whatever it happens to be. Just be sure that you're finishing out your scorecards if you complete the hole. If you don't, leave it blank. But if you do complete the hole, put it down. And then the tournament committee, whoever the chapter owner is, and their staff helping out will take care of the cutoff if it's happens. So
now for tournament index rounds, 10 holes is a little bit sparse to post for us. We wouldn't do that, but 17 certainly makes sense. In Michael's case, we got the information from your chapter owner about the score that you made that was on the scorecard, and we corrected the posting for you. So,
and I haven't emailed him, so that'll get out. I have the email draft written. I just haven't.
So I think you'll be happy with the solution with the email that you sent in, Michael. So,
yep.
One thing on the Sun Ice, Dennis, as he sent me in the chat instead of just talking, all of the Sun Ice gear is going to be logoed with the APT logo. Most of it is on a sleeve. There are a few that are left chest. But
Which logo?
Most of it's on a sleeve. The APT logo.
The new circular one or the traditional one?
The shield, traditional shield.
Okay, love it. That's my favorite.
I don't even know what to do with you sometimes.
Yes.
You got any other questions? Y'all are killing me now.
Duke is going down in the first round of the ACC tournament.
So I love Mel's comment. You got a $160 jacket for $60.
Yep.
It's the best deal on the APT.
Now. If you saw my video from Bandon that I posted in the members group, I was giving Minder a hard time. I'm like, bro, you're about a month too late on this stuff.
So I want to address one thing. I know, right, folks? Because Bandon is the best place to test whether a rain suit's good or not. Because you're going to need it. So APT hats are in production, so we'll keep it. There's a bunch of hats in the store. If you're looking for this one, it's just a sample. So this is the last one that got approved. So a couple of things I want to talk about Sun Ice, because somebody said, Sun Ice is more expensive than some stuff. Why do you partner with them? We're going to have Brian on the live in the next 2 weeks. Brian's the president of Sun Ice. He's going to come on and talk about the product. And I think this is important because people always ask this question. Why Sun Ice? And the answer is simple. It's Galvin Green quality at a reasonable price. You know what I mean? Nothing is worse than buying a rain suit for a jacket for $130, $140, playing in the rain for an hour. We're not going to mention any names, but we all know. And then taking it off to find out that everything is soaked that you've been wearing, right? Because you thought it was waterproof and it's not. We've been really impressed with the Sun Ice brand. Sun Ice is actually the fastest growing brand with college teams that need really good waterproof gear. They're supplying college team after college team after college team right now. That's probably the fastest growing piece of their business. But we bought Sun Ice last year just to have rain gear for our staff after Bedford, where we all got soaked with our rain gear that we had. Let's just be honest on what happened. And just it's great quality stuff. The other thing to talk about Sun Ice with the pants, I think is really important, is there's 3 different inseam lengths. So if you're like me, who has short legs, I don't drag.
You don't know what short legs are.
That's a nice feature because that is one thing that rain pants are absolutely.
His short legs are a nice feature. Matt, what are you talking about? What's happening over there?
Right. So, had a good question. Update. Any update on the T distances? Last week you only had like 200 responses. It's holding very close to 60, 30, 10. Phil is going through by division who's playing senior tees and who's not playing senior tees, and we're analyzing it a little bit deeper than just from a tour perspective. But Faggy, safe to say it's had a lot of good conversation internally.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been having some good convos. Again, the thing that we were looking at in the members manual is the distances are a range. So, there's opportunities to go a little shorter or a little longer, depending on the type of event that you got. So, the PGA doesn't play the exact same thing every time. I would get very bored if I played the exact same course all the time. So it's kind of fun to get a different flavor every once in a while. And I no idea what they're going on, but whatever.
I'm just staying out of it.
Do you get your arm length of your jacket's tapered too, Matt?
I'm just.
So yeah, it's all good, man. I'm excited. I'm excited about Sun Ice. We've got the kickoff this weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing. There was a lot of hard work going in for the new members, as well as making sure the old members were plighted correctly and put in the right division. So I'm interested to see how the scores work, and it's gonna be fun.
Fagley, you're in Vegas next weekend?
Yep. I'll be around. I'll be watching baskets. I'll be watching you guys. It'll be fun. You guys will have a good time, and I'll have a good time too.
What's your whole year leaderboard looking like? Is it chalking up okay?
Absolutely. We're going to be good. It'll be fun. We'll see how
so
it
you
works
want
out.
to share who your think's going to win it all?
I'm not ready for that.
You're afraid it'll jinx it?
No, Mr. Yukon definitely has a team that is going to be difficult to beat. And if Matt's boys can actually get out of the daggum first round, maybe they can make some noise. We'll see.
Final four, baby.
Oh,
Still believe.
No way. Not a chance.
I still believe.
So, exactly.
I mean, we're 11 deep, so
Never know. Oh, we should make. Oh man, maybe we could do that.
We could do an APT. Would anybody be interested in APT bracket challenge if we did it?
Dude, just set it up on CBS. We'll get 50 to 300 guys. We should do it.
That'd be fun. Begley, I designate you.
Right.
I will send out the email. We'll have to have it ready to go on Sunday.
Good job, Alan. Let's go.
Set that up on DraftKings. Be a piece of cake.
Yep.
I just want to let you all know, I just got an email from my wife that said, thanks for the emails. So if all of you guys that can't figure out how to use your code, just be nice to her, because I will get the crap kicked out of me, which means that I may not be as nice to you all next week. So just remember, there's one of her and like 6,000 of you. So
is that a promise? This is great. Like typing Jody is kind of a entertaining. It's just get the smiles, oh man. Yeah, no net scores. Don't worry. Although we could do, no, we're not.
We could do divisions.
No. No, we're
Send an
going
email to handicaps@aptgolf.org and tell us what division you should be in for the bracket challenge.
We're going to be as simple as we can. Pick the team that wins. Done. And whoever gets the most, maybe we'll schedule the live sometime in, after the tournament on April 7th or something, that you can come on and tell us about your great prognosticating skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, senior brackets too, exactly.
There's no senior tees in the March Madness Challenge. We should have a division called Pick by Your Favorite Mascot, though, for some of the people that don't follow basketball.
Yes.
You have the mascot division and I'm actually going to try to win division.
Yeah. Oh man, this will be good. It'll be a national flavor, so you don't get the regional bias where
it would be really fun. I think we're onto something.
We're onto something here. Maybe we come up with something. Who knows?
I would say pick me, but I'm not in a good position because Illinois is good enough that I'm not going to not pick them, but it's probably going to leave me a little heartbroken.
There you go.
If we can just keep Houston out of our bracket, I feel like we're
Yeah,
good.
all right.
That's the one team I don't think we match up well against.
Yeah.
We already
Yeah.
beat Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas is
gotten bad though.
Kansas is getting ripe for a first round upset is what they're doing.
So
And the old Tar Heels, they're looking pretty good.
I'll give you a sleeper pick that I think's really good. Jody's gonna hate me saying this because I know he doesn't like this team at all. But Tennessee is really, really good.
Except they have one giant fault.
The
Their
color
head-
of their uniforms, for one.
Their head coach, I don't think, has ever made the final. I love betting against. Hey, it's Dennis's cat.
There we go. Oh,
That's my daughter's cat. Won't leave me alone.
Oh,
I do like that cat.
Jody's face while he said that was priceless. So, but anyways, well, until next Thursday.
Until next Thursday. Well, what? All right. What's the recap? What's the quick recap?
Quick recap is get target scores, $10, play apt.golf, come to Kierland, 4 days of events, Thursday night under the lights, Friday, like the ultimate putting challenge, Cinco de Mayo,
And Kentucky Derby weekend.
and Kentucky Derby. Tequila and the Kentucky Derby sounds fun. And we'll be done in time because we have early tea times on Saturday. So there's
There you
that.
go.
And Kierland's like really, really good. Just saying.
Lots of events kicking off. Get your friends, get your family, get everybody in.
We got that. Sun Ice, the pre-sale for the items that are all custom order, meaning all the rain gear and stuff, ends on Sunday night. So use your code. You can use both the member code and the Sun Ice code. Save $100 if you still have them available. Turtleson stuff should be any day now. What else?
I think we got it all.
Fill out your bracket next week. Maybe
We'll get an email done and we'll get that done.
I want to see a DraftKings invite from you.
You'll get it. It'll probably be on CBS or ESPN or something. One of those. We'll figure it out.
So we'll be having fun. I'm gonna sign off before South Carolina and Southern California start going after each other for who's the better USC.
Here's the pen.
I just happen to be a Clemson fan, so it's whatever for me. Sorry, Al.
Be nice, Al.
So, anyways, until next week, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Next week will be I'll be in Vegas.
We'll be from Vegas, depending on where you are. So
Right. So we'll have some fun. So we'll see you guys next week. Red Rock Championship. We're gonna have a blast.